again, friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy, and I'm glad you decided to join me for chapter 10 of me reading the book that I wrote to you. Tomorrow is Halloween. Can you believe it? We made it! Oh, I'm so excited! So before we jump into this video, I'm just going to be... If you are interested in buying this book, I will be telling you all the fun details about where you can buy this book, and also a Facebook page about my book that you can find other fun things on. So if you are interested in finding out more about this book and other fun facts, please stay tuned for after the reading. So without further ado, let's get back to reading this book. Pete, you may hear my cat Pete in the background. He wants outside, but when I am making this video, it is too cold. I'm sorry, Pete, it's just too cold. Don't you want to find out what happens to John? Exactly. Okay. Well, let's continue, everybody. Chapter 10. Leon awoke first. It was light enough to see. Little Boy was sleeping close by the smoldering embers of last night's fire. He blew on it and got some kindling from the area. Castilia stirred, but continued to sleep. He could see his brother by the glow of the fire. Leon found his pack near the horses and pulled out some strips of dried fish. He smiled a little as his pet came scuttling to his leg. Trigger now drifted to him and spoke softly, but audibly enough so Leon could hear. The Southern Woods is a vast place. Remember to keep your eyes open, brother, and to try to recall the history of the territories. Leon looked up at his deceased older twin. Beware the head counselor. He seeks to gain more for himself. I know an orb is somewhere in the counselor's home or the building of the people, Trigger said knowingly. Leon stroked his scaly pet's head. How do you know where the orb is? He asked skeptically. Trigger now smirked. I just know, all right, was all the answer he would give. Leon frowned but remained silent. Leon's eyes drifted to Castilia, still sleeping. Trigger, can you tell me if Castilia's brother is alive? Trigger looked at Castilia, then back to his twin. I cannot say, but she carries her worries with her. She is deeply grieving for the loss of her parents. Leon was amazed. How do you know? Trigger crossed his arms across his chest. Trigger replied smartly, well, for one thing, there are tears streaming down her face, and she's having a nightmare. You might want to wake her up. Leon took a glance at his traveling companion, then back to Trigger, but his twin had already disappeared. Leon took a glance at his traveling companion, then back to Trigger. Oh, I'm sorry. Leon trotted... Let me just start over. Trigger replied smartly, well, for one thing, there are tears streaming down her face, and she's having a nightmare. You might want to wake her. Leon took a glance at his traveling companion, then back to Trigger, but his twin had already disappeared. Leon trotted to the legend and bent down. Castilia, psst, Castilia, wake up. He used both of his arms and shook her. Her eyes flashed open. She began rambling on. I couldn't save them. I tried too many. Jacob, where are you? Her eyes... Where are you? Leon had a calming voice. Shh, it's Leon. Your brother's all right. Look, it's about time we started our travel again. Castilia seemed to come out of her haze and wiped away her tears with the back of her sleeve. Leon knew she had dreamed of something horrific. He gave her a strong, friendly hug for comfort. Castilia rested her head. Castilia's head rested on his shoulder. Thank you. I'm fine now. Really. She gave him a weak smile and pulled away. He handed her some bread and went back over to the fire. She began to eat the food that Leon had given her. The other travelers were also in different stages of breaking up camp and getting on their journey as well. The sounds of all the activity filled the air. When she was finished, she made her way to the fire. She rubbed her hands together for warmth. Leon handed her 2 strips of dried fish. Not long after, Leon and Castilia broke camp and headed for the toll booth. The man in the toll booth looked at them with a leery eye. He grumbled to himself as he watched them enter the southern woods. So that is all for chapter now, that's all the chapter for now. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this book and want to read it on your own or along with me, it can be found on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Apple iBooks, and lots of other places online. I also have a Facebook website dedicated to this book. There I try to post Monday through Friday all about some fun facts and behind the scene information about my book. I try to have it spoiler free. So that way, if you haven't read all of this book and are looking forward to finding out what happens next, you can still go there and read some fun articles about different topics. Like one of the topics that I wrote about was how I came up with the names of Leon and Castilia. Another article I wrote is about how I came up with the different locations for the for territories and the different how they differ from one another. So that's kind of a sample of the articles that I talk about. If you again know somebody that likes fantasy and likes to read books, again, send them my way. And if you like this video, please just give it a big like, subscribe, share with friends and family. That helps so much. It makes me so happy that I can share my not only love of reading with you all, but the love that I have for the book I wrote, Legends Orbs of the Elements. I hope you are liking the story. I am working on the sequel to this book, so if you want to continue on with this adventure, I am actually currently working on the sequel, getting it edited, making some changes and just more editing, I guess, so I can make it even better than this book is. And I just want to thank everyone who has bought my book, that has left a comment or a review on Amazon. That helps so much. It really, really does. So that is all the video for today. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Welcome new people. I know I didn't say that in the first one. Maybe I did. I don't know. It's a Wednesday. What can I say? I will see you guys tomorrow for a new chapter. Until then, may the elements protect you. Bye-bye for now, everybody.